What's up, guys? Regiment in this podcast is brought to you by G Fuel, the ultimate energy drink for gamers. G Fuel uses a special blend of vitamins, antioxidants, and other natural caffeine resources to keep you from having those jitters or even that crash that you normally would have from other energy drink brands. So whether you're having a long gaming session or you're just having a long day and need a pick-me-up, G Fuel definitely has you covered. G Fuel also has a wide array of flavors to choose from. But if you don't know what flavor you want to try, they also sell variety packs on their website, and they even come with a cool shaker. So head on over to gfuel.com and use promo code Regiment at checkout to get up to 30% off. That is Regiment, promo code Regiment down here at checkout to get up to 30% off. My best friend's wife was cheating on him when he was in Iraq. This chick was a junkie. Like, she was like stealing prescription drugs from other wives, and that's what got her in trouble ultimately. Not the whole, I'm fucking your platoon sergeant. His wife slept with his platoon sergeant. That wasn't enough. In fact, what they did was they put him in the barracks. They they separated him from his house and his kid, put him in the barracks. Meanwhile, the wife gets to stay in the house with the kid and do whatever the fuck she wants to do. She drank a lot. She took drugs. And then the only reason why they got rid of her was not because she was sleeping with his platoon sergeant. The platoon sergeant, by the way, did not get in trouble. And she got kicked out of Italy because the other wives they reported her stealing prescription medications. Like, they would have parties and shit. That was the only reason why she got kicked out. In fact, they were punishing him for the shit she was doing because that's the military. I wonder why retention is so low. But welcome to the first new episode of the Smoke Pit, everybody. I am Brock, and this is Doc. We are your new hosts of the Smoke Pit podcast by Regiment.
Welcome to our new try not to be shit show.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a shit show, no matter what we do.
I mean, anything with veterans involved is gonna be a shit show.
Pretty much. What the Smoke Pit's basically gonna be is like we just talk to other vets. Mostly, it's gonna be me and Doc just kind of having our own little fucking hangout session, and once in a while I'll drink either coffee or beer or G Fuel because we're sponsored by G Fuel. Use promo code Regiment on checkout to get up to 30% off on that.
Or 10% if it's not that time of month.
Correct. If it's not the period, then
I was about to say the same thing. I was like, every month we have a period, and we just flow G Fuel.
We flow G Fuel. But yeah, welcome into the Smoke Pit, everybody. Glad to be here. Glad to be hosting this. I'm very excited for this. I need to get myself a gold jersey. I haven't done it yet.
As you should.
The black and gold.
I'm disappointed that you haven't.
I know. I just bought a gaming chair, for my hacks. And I actually had to cancel the order because I didn't do the damn military discount. And I'm currently waiting for the confirmation that the order was canceled so that I can reorder the chair. Regiment needs to be sponsored by some kind of gaming chair company.
I'm sure we could make it happen.
I'm sure we could make it happen, but who would it be? I would hope to be it would be Secret Labs or Respawn, one of the two.
Herman Miller.
Who?
To like the biggest office chair brand. I know Tim the Tatman is he's sponsored by them, so they make decent chairs. If they can support his fat ass, then
hey, we don't body shame here, okay?
Yeah, I'm just saying they say veteran 20. It's more like the veteran 40. All right, I know a lot of regiment guys that need to get their ass to the gym, including myself.
Yeah, me too. I need to get back into it.
That's what happens when we're in comfortable relationships. They're fattening us up so we can't run away. That's what it is.
It's not that. It's that I kind of hurt myself, and I haven't been able to do much. Like, my knee's been bugging me, my shoulder's been bugging me, so I've been kind of like taking it easy and giving my shoulder some time to heal, either by doing lightweight stuff or just not going. Mostly just not going, in all full disclosure. But yeah, and then it's just everyone's all about the new year, new me thing, and honestly, the new year, new me is complete bullshit, in my opinion.
No, I'm on New Year, same me bullshit.
New Year, same me.
Hood rat shit with my friends.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been on the new year, new me trend. because everyone, it always happens at the gym. You get the New Year's resolutioners, and they're only there for like a month, and they don't put shit away, and they're all over the goddamn place, and then
Man, they're there a whole month. Wow,
and then they never come back.
right
Now,
there.
I will
That's
say,
dedication.
good on them for actually going, but please learn gym etiquette. For the love of God, learn gym etiquette.
I don't know how many of them ever tried to cancel a gym membership, but you gotta like sacrifice someone's fucking firstborn for that.
Not all of them. I mean, my gym's pretty easy for canceling. You just say, hey, I want to cancel. Okay. And then they cancel you. That's it.
I just go to my apartment's gym. I don't trust companies. I don't want to pay. Plus, then I'm also lazy. I mean, if I had to go somewhere, I don't want to go anywhere. I already have to walk across the parking lot. That's far enough.
You have a base with a gym on it.
That's so much farther.
Just go.
That's 30 minutes there and back. No, thank you. That's a whole workout right there.
Depending on which base you're on, some of the gyms are actually really nice.
I know our gym is decent, but you know.
When I was in Italy, we had a gym on base, and it was super nice. Had really good equipment. Only problem was it was always packed because the base was small, and everybody would go. Like, it was an airborne unit, so everybody was there. And it was always packed all year round, even on the weekends. And
that's how ship is on deployment with Marines.
I'm sure it is. Fucking Marines.
Because there's nothing else to do.
No, there's not.
They're just out there breaking shit.
We're
working out. We're trying to get extra food.
I need to get back in the shape I was when I was in the Army.
But we gotta get the steroids for that.
Yeah, I know. I can't do that anymore. It's expensive now. That's why I can't.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, your dick would get smaller. I don't think
it's not
the
true.
girl would like that.
It's not true.
That's not possible anymore.
It's not a real thing.
That's not.
It's just not a real thing. It's you got to think that only happens when people abuse the shit. When they abuse,
you were using it properly. Okay.
I was actually. I was taking most people that ask me what kind of dosage I was taking, they always say like, "Oh, that's really small," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know, like my dick." But,
well, yeah, now.
But no, they said that's a really small dosage, and I was like, "Yeah, I wasn't really taking it to get jacked. I was taking it because my fucking back wouldn't heal from that jump I got hurt on, and they just kept putting me through physical therapy, and they wouldn't give me an MRI or nothing to get it looked at. So I was in constant pain. Physical therapy wasn't working. My back wasn't healing, and my buddy who got blown up in Iraq was just like, get on a cycle and I promise you'll feel better. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to touch the stuff.
Just bet you if you change your socks, you'd have felt a little bit better.
I change my socks pretty damn frequently. Thank you very much. But
must have been dehydrated.
Unlike Liver King, never touch the stuff. Don't touch the stuff. I touched the stuff, and I promise you, my back healed. It was great. My back felt great for the longest time because of it.
Steroids promote growth.
Yes, I know, and it helps.
That's why we inject them into joints and stuff.
Right. So, I mean, granted, I was injecting in my ass cheek, but that's neither here nor there.
Because you got that badonkadonk.
I got that fat ass, bro. That fat butt. But I'm not condoning that you guys do this shit. Don't do it. And full disclosure for those of you that are still in, you can still get in trouble for doing it. I don't recommend.
Yeah, definitely don't do that. Don't listen to him. Don't do it.
Don't listen to me. I'm a bad influence, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get fired now for talking about this. But
one episode, one and done. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know. First episode in, I'm sitting here drinking beer and talking about steroids.
Just learn from our mistakes, okay? Don't do it.
Don't be like me.
Well, his mistake.
Yeah, my mistake. So you said you played Call of Duty recently, huh? I quit. I played it for a month and I said I don't want to do this shit. This game.
I mean, I've been playing DMZ quite a bit. I did the camo grind. That was actually not that bad.
I will not do that. In fact,
it took me a week.
I've been playing Destiny 2 lately, and that's only because it started. I used to play Destiny 2 a lot and Destiny 1 a lot, but my wife and her friends got involved with it, and they were like, "You should play with us." I'm like, I don't know I don't think you realize what kind of can of worms you're opening with that one, but I will. So I started playing, and guess what? I haven't stopped. And
I mean, I've seen you a couple times in the Regiment voice chats. I've been playing with a bunch of guys for DMZ.
I bounce around with a lot of different voice chats, different groups of people that play it, and I play it with a lot of people. that are both in Regiment and outside of Regiment, and that's because, I like the game, so I play the game, and I just play with whoever I know that's on, and I play with them. So I don't really. You'll see me in the Regiment channel. You'll see me in other channels, and just like I love the game. It's so fucking addicting. Plus, I'm trying to do the day one raid when that comes out in February. It's like the hardest content that's going to drop, so I've been preparing my characters for that. So
That sounds like super exciting.
it is actually really exciting, especially if you become like some of the first teams in the world to actually get it done. Then it's super exciting. So that's what I'm
I
trying.
won't be one of those people.
It's gonna be rough because I start school tomorrow. And
Oh, is it your other reading class?
yeah, it's my other reading class, but yet
That's
we
good.
can tell that it's not working because I still
Is
can't
it reading 102?
It's reading 103.
Ooh, look at you.
This is my fourth semester. Yes, fourth semester right now.
For those of you that don't know, Rock can't read.
I can read. I'm just dyslexic and I tumble over
debatable.
words. So
It's quite debatable.
eat my ass. You're gonna see because we have a few articles that I want to.
You're gonna see us you eating me eating ass. Apparently, that's not
No,
what we're gonna see.
no, no. But yeah, man. I also haven't been streaming a lot lately. I need to get back on that.
I've noticed.
Everyone's noticed.
I don't even think I've seen you on the Regiment channel lately.
Everyone's been messaging me like, when are you gonna get streaming again? I'm like, I'm just haven't. If I'm in full disclosure, I really have had no motivation to do it. As much as I like doing it, like I don't know. Like after school finished the last semester, I crammed all of my shit in the last couple weeks. I had a lot of projects I was behind on, and I was just grinding classes, like grinding assignments. And once the semester wrapped up, I felt like I was like, I have all this free time. But then I went into like seasonal depression mode, and where it was like, I don't know what to do with my hands. And I just I didn't have the wherewithal to actually get on and stream. And that was why, that's why I just didn't do it. I just kind of was like, I was kind of droning through the days, And
I was live like 22 times last year, so
I need to step that up this year.
I was killing it.
That's going to be hard doing that with this podcast, the other podcasts that I do, and school. Streaming is going to be like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I really don't. If anything, I'm
in between.
Well, the thing is, everyone that watches me stream wants me to play other shit than what I want to play, which I said, no, I want to play this. So I think what I'm going to do is like the games that when I do play Destiny, I'm just going to stream it. And the other thing is streaming it to which platform is the other hard part. Because
that's a great discussion right there.
One of the biggest issues that I've been running into is streaming while I'm uploading a video. So I'll be uploading a video to YouTube. So streaming to YouTube is really difficult. And also streaming in general while you're uploading a video is going to bog your shit down. I don't have a dual PC setup. Otherwise, I could make it work. But because I have a single PC, actually uploading videos while streaming, it causes me to lose frames on OBS. I have performance issues with the game and OBS at the same time because it's doing three intense things. It's uploading a video, streaming a game, and playing a game. So all three of these things combined just bogs the computer down. So I can't stream until the video is uploaded and it's processing because the upload process is already done. It's just got to process the quality, which doesn't require any kind of uploading. And the other thing is, if I'm streaming, I can't stream to YouTube and upload to YouTube at the same time. I'm sure I can. It just doesn't perform as well. And
don't perform.
I have a lot of people that have been saying that they didn't like the YouTube stuff.
It's the same thing.
It is, but like when it comes to chat engagement, it's not the same as it is on Twitch. That's the only thing, like the sound alerts, the channel point redeems, all that stuff. Like people want to be engaged, but on YouTube, there isn't a feature like that yet. And I know YouTube's been saying that they're going to be adding shit like that, but they haven't yet. So because they haven't yet, people are not the viewers aren't having a good time versus when they were in my Twitch chat, they could just, do all kinds of crazy shit, make me do stupid stuff all the time and like push-ups, wear a helmet, drink, all that other stuff.
I'm just excited that Discord's coming to PlayStation, honestly.
Yeah, in March.
I mean, that's really like a month and a half away.
I know. People are like, man,
ultimately like a month because February's short.
I saw people who were like, oh, I gotta wait till March. I'm like, it's March. It's January is almost over.
Yeah, we're halfway through.
We're more than halfway through. Like January is damn near the end, and we have a month and a half left until, remind me, like, when we record for the next other podcast episode. For those that don't know, I am in multiple podcasts now, but we won't talk about that here. Unless we could. Could we? Should we?
Let's see what the fans want.
Yeah, if you want to know what my podcast is, let me know.
Put it in the comments.
I mean,
we'll comment from our personal channels.
We're both mods in the fucking Regiment Discord, so my name is pretty self-explanatory. The Blacklist Gaming Podcast, which is like the longest name ever. But yeah. So I want to talk
here for the ride.
Like, I actually been seeing people talk about this in the Sea of Thieves chat, but Skull and Bones on its sixth or seventh delay.
See if these nuts fit in your mouth.
It like the Skull and Bones shit. Like that game is a fucking dumpster fire. That game's gonna suck so bad when it comes out.
When it ever releases.
I know.
And doesn't get delayed.
I think the Call of Duty
again.
I think the next Call of Duty expansion that they're gonna charge $70 for, which is basically DLC. A $70 DLC for Modern Warfare 2 is gonna disappoint a lot of people.
They're gonna do something for the 20-year anniversary. It is probably gonna be, I foresee, the campaign for Black Ops 2. Or something zombies related. Or both.
Who knows?
Shit. You never know.
Honestly, who really knows, man?
Call of Duty's been popping off in the servers, though, that's for sure.
I mean, me personally, I'm not a big fan of Activision. Everybody knows that. Especially, having to deal with them when it comes to us. They've been kind of rough to get in contact with.
And Microsoft is just having a rough time with this merger.
Everybody knew that was going to happen, though.
Or acquisition, honestly. I should say.
Everybody knew that acquisition was going to be rough.
Even the EU,
because
it's
it's a damn near $70 billion acquisition, so it's going to have hangups. Like
it's so weird. It's not even a monopoly. I don't know anything about business, but
clearly you don't.
Clearly, I don't. I'm pretty sure that there's other developers out there to where this is no different than like AT&T buying Centennial Wireless, which they did.
Who's that?
Like a company that they bought like 20 years ago. Because that was who I had growing up.
Centennial Wireless? Never even heard of that. Baby, have you ever heard of Centennial Wireless? Have you ever heard of Centennial Wireless? No, you would have been 9 years old.
Oh God, that hurt. That was a hard pill to swallow right there.
Dude, you want to know what my fucking doctor said to me at my last VA appointment? So I get labs done.
We're sorry to cancel your appointment today.
No, actually none of my appointments have ever been canceled, believe that or not. But I fucking went to I get my blood drawn every few months, right? So I talked to my doctor and they were saying, yeah, you're I forgot which do they check your pancreas or something through your labs?
You can check a lot of things through blood labs.
So essentially what they were saying colon stuff. Like, your white blood cell count's good. All your everything looks great. So they were saying like, you're not at the level yet where you have to start getting, they really brought up getting the fucking yearly prostate exam. And I'm like, wait, am I already at that age? They're like, well, no, not yet, but usually like this is around the time where we start looking to see if you need to start getting a prostate exam, and based on your like blood count and shit like that. So I'm like, wow, I'm already at the age where prostate exam is on the table.
These two fingers.
Yep. So it was like I'm like, holy shit, I'm getting old, man. Like, we're already talking prostate exams. I'm not even 35 yet.
You never know. You may enjoy it.
I'm not in the Navy, so no. I don't think I would.
No. See, the Navy just admits that we enjoy it. All the other branches will do it, and they'll be like, no, just don't look me in the eye.
No, it's only that way if you look me in the face.
I didn't enjoy it.
No. You know who does enjoy
I had boot bands on.
You know who does enjoy prostate exams? You hear about the Tennessee? You hear about the Tennessee cop?
The Tennessee, the female.
Yeah, the one that had a train ran on her by the whole police department.
I still thought this, like the pictures that I saw, I thought this was like those memes that they take, like those perfectly timed screenshots from like a terrible porn with just horrendous acting, and they made a meme out of it. And I was like, oh, she screwed the whole department. I haven't seen that porn. Sounds very typical.
Kind of like the chick that took a picture with her boyfriend at basic training. And you already know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
She's literally like, not even before that, she like filmed the scene, like an amateur scene. And
no, nobody's surprised.
And then she was wearing the same clothes, so it had to have been the same day.
We just know how to pick them.
Oh, they were apparently married, and like
I'm so shocked. I bet she took all of his.
And he filed for divorce when it all came out, and then because in fact she didn't get anything out of that divorce. If like, because there was another video where the filmmakers of her next scene asked her about it.
the
producer of that scene asked her about it, and she was like, yeah, he divorced me. He's like, so it seems like you were going through kind of a little bit of drama with your former husband. And she's like, yeah, he found out about the scene that I shot, and he divorced me. And then this was like her way of saying, I'm broke and I need money now.
Imagine
what?
Imagine that he would want a divorce.
It's funny because this cop that was married, her husband is standing by her still.
I know. I'm looking at the title right now.
Let me go to the article.
This man, this is a battered man.
So the husband of Tennessee cop at Center of Department sex scandals sticking by his wife.
How this woman's gotta be a freak in bed. Like, she's gotta be the best he's ever had.
That, or he's just this is. I feel,
or like, how much is she making?
Let's read it. So the husband of Tennessee police officer fired for having sex with 6 of her coworkers is standing by his wife.
6? Was it 6 at the same time? Was this a train?
Some of it, yeah. Some of it was. What does this say? I don't know how he's doing it. He's more of a man than I am, but he's trying to salvage his marriage. Jedediah Hall's boss, Coffee County Sheriff Chad Parton, told the outlet.
Please tell me that this dude named Jedediah was one of the ones that screwed her.
Jedediah is the husband.
So technically, yes.
Yeah, technically, yes. So Jedediah's wife, Officer Megan Hall of the Laverne, Tennessee Police Department, was fired after allegations emerged she engaged in sex with coworkers, sent them nude pictures, took off her top at Girls Gone Wild themed hot tub party, and performed oral sexual things on 2 fellow officers while on duty.
Fellatio. This is like every barracks party ever.
This is like
this barracks bunny at its finest.
This is most stories that you hear from guys on like come home from deployment. You want to know what my wife did when I was in fucking
that too? Well, like, it's kind of both, honestly.
My best friend's wife was cheating on him when he was in Iraq. And then,
it sounds like they're still married. Is that what you're telling me?
Hell no. Thank God. This chick was a junkie. Like, she was like stealing prescription drugs from other wives, and that's what got her in trouble ultimately. Not the whole I'm fucking your platoon sergeant. Let's
not act like the dudes don't be out there doing stuff there too, though. out there with them.
There are a lot
different
out
different country hookers.
there. Yeah. We
I've
won't
had
go
so
there.
many.
But his wife. So his wife, when we were the whole Ukraine thing kicked off, we were in the Eastern Europe. His wife slept with his platoon sergeant, and that wasn't enough. In fact, what they did was they put him in the barracks. They separated him from his house and his kid, put him in the barracks with like across from me. And this guy was my squad leader too. And meanwhile, the wife gets to stay in the house with the kid and do whatever the fuck she wants to do. She drank a lot. She took drugs. And then the only reason why they got rid of her was not because she was sleeping with his platoon sergeant. The platoon sergeant, by the way, did not get in trouble. In fact, what did they do? They had him acting sergeant major when we were in Ukraine. And then he went to the 82nd afterwards. So they didn't do anything with him. And she got kicked out of Italy because the other wives they reported her stealing prescription medications. Like they would have parties and shit. And she would sneak off at these parties and go to their medicine cabinets and steal their meds. And then that was the only reason why she got kicked out. In fact, they were punishing him for the shit she was doing because that's the military. I wonder why retention is so low. But
I can't imagine.
I can't either. So they kicked him into the barracks, and the MPs were always like saying that like we're having reports of your wife doing this, and he's like, I know, she sucks. Stop punishing me.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. We saw her sucking. That's what we're trying to tell you.
But yeah. Anyway, back to this.
What if she cheated on him because his name is Jedediah, and she felt like she was living in the 1800s?
I don't know. So the hanky panky. Wow.
I'd be so upset with my parents for naming me Jedediah. I'm not gonna lie.
The hanky panky also led to the firings of Sergeant Lewis Powell, Officers Juan Lugo, Sergeant Ty McGowan, and Detective Seneca Shields.
There's so many puns that could be made from all of this.
Who wrote this article? Officers Patrick Magloco and Larry Holiday.
There was an internal investigation? Yes, there was.
Listen to this. Who allegedly also had romps with Megan Hall, stayed on the force but were suspended.
Romps. They had romps with her.
This is the husband. Poor guy.
He looks like a Jedediah.
Maybe
it's the red beard. I don't know.
Megan Hall had told her coworkers she was in an open marriage, investigators said. One of her coworkers.
Lies.
I don't believe that at all. However, said that Jedediah, who the Daily Mail reported she is the son of a pastor, that's why his name is Jedediah, was not on board.
Makes sense.
She's in an open marriage in her mind.
Right. She's in an open marriage.
She's in an open marriage, and he doesn't.
Upset.
She's like, my husband doesn't know this, but we're in an open marriage. Oh. So Parton also said the former park ranger had been training for a job in the Tennessee Highway Patrol, but pulled out after the allegations against his wife became public.
Oh, well, I bet he's the only one that pulled out.
So he... I mean, it doesn't sound like it. Since he's since become a deputy in Coffee County.
Here we go. Let's begin.
I've offered and extended him any resources that he needs, and he says, is sheriff, I just want to work for the citizens of Coffee County. I love what I'm doing.
Coffee County.
I don't condone what went on in Laverne Police Department, but he sure hasn't broken any laws. He's a victim here. He's not.
Look at the face of this guy in the picture. He just got done fucking her. Look at the fucking grin on his face. I bet it happened in that police cruiser.
Have you seen the memes circulating around this?
I've only seen two of them.
They put the police dog as one of them.
The what, doggy style?
According to an internal investigative report by the Laverne Police Department, Magliocco said Jedediah Hall had become upset at a party when Megan had begun kissing his wife. Oh, you don't fucking say. Jedediah got upset when another dude was kissing his wife. I would kill somebody.
Yeah.
I would kill somebody. Jedediah really wasn't on board with his wife having a threesome. Oh my God. Magliocco also expressed concern for Megan Hall's mental health, claiming she'd been prone to heavy drinking. He said she had once pointed an empty gun at her head and pulled the trigger so she could hear what it sounded like. What the fuck?
This woman is borderline as fuck.
This sounds like BPD. It really does.
1000%. I'm in an open relationship. You are not allowed to look at another person.
Yeah.
That's how this goes. I was lonely. You were neglecting me.
I didn't have any attention, so I thought
Look
attention.
Look at the face of this dude that's standing next to her with a weird blank diploma. It looks like that they just did it in the back room. Look at the shit eating grin on his face. He's looking at the camera like, yeah.
Yeah, let me go back to it. Why do the ads have to be so big? He is actually one of the guys. Yeah, Patrick Magliocco was suspended in the inquiry, expressed concern over Megan Hall's mental health.
I bet you try to console her, huh?
Yeah. Did you see the Rick and Morty memes where she looks like cop Morty?
I did see that one actually.
Let me look up. Let me see some of these memes. I gotta show you some of these.
How long have they been married? I want all the details. I want to know. Is this man in the military? Was she in the military? Either one of them. Because this is some military shit right here.
That's what I thought too. I was like, this is a very military thing to do.
Just stay in the barracks, guys. It's not worth it, okay?
It is not worth it at all.
And that doesn't mean screw her in the barracks either, because that's just as bad.
We had, dude, our battalion sergeant major, when they were deployed to Afghanistan, his daughter was barracks hopping while they were deployed.
Was she like hiding in the closets during inspections and shit?
No. I don't know.
Oh.
Honestly, I really couldn't say. I don't know.
I've had so many Marines get caught like hiding some random girl in their closet during inspection, thinking that they're gonna get away with that. And I want to know the girl that's just like cool with that, like just get in the closet and just shut the fuck up. And she's like, okay, daddy.
Look at these,
like what the fuck?
Look at these fucking memes, dude.
Did you send it to me?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look here.
When you hear the song "Fuck the Police" and take it literally, my favorite, Creamfield. Oh my god! Oh my god!
What's she staring at in this picture? What?
She's swearing in.
I bet she's swearing to something.
I could take the Hulk squad starter pack.
Excuse me?
You're POV, you're a policeman, and you say hello to Megan. Hi. What the fuck?
Let's see here.
We have a new team building activity. The team building activity. It's a picture of her.
I saw the one where she was starting at 5 guys.
Yeah.
Well, who's this other chick?
I don't know.
At least the other one looks better. Is the other one at least like a real policeman? Because I feel like I'm gonna get debated into like some porn police
honestly,
officer.
Technically, they're both real police officers, so
not anymore.
No, not anymore.
We have a whole new team build. I've seen that one. That's the main one I've seen. The team building activity. See, I literally thought that was just taken from some terrible porn with a police fetish or something, and she was going to be a terrible actor.
You actually thought that was like fake, like a parody?
Yeah, I saw that meme, and I saw like one other one, and I legitimately thought, I'm like, oh, people are just making a terrible porn meme. Ha ha ha. Nope. I didn't know it was a real situation.
Nope. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of that. Did you ever hear about the female barracks orgy? The reception battalion for the army.
I'm like, this. We gotta have to be more specific than this.
Oh my god, let me fucking find this. Yeah, female soldiers discharge.
We're gonna have a safety brief, guys. Just don't do it. Don't shit where you eat.
Let's see.
Like every one of these pictures of these people, I bet was taken right after they were just plowing her. Like that dude, He did it in the back of the cruiser, I bet. She's still in there. This guy did it right before graduation. You can see it on his fucking shit-eating grin face. The husband's like, this is a great relationship. I'm happy to be here in that picture, knowing damn nothing. He doesn't know a damn thing. Poor guy.
I feel. Are you talking about the husband?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And he's like, he's so trapped.
It's
just get out, my man. Get out.
The worst part, like, I would not be cool with any of this. And there's even like one of these articles was even talking about how she was talking about one of the officers' dicks. And I'm just like, how could you fucking like?
I mean, that's got like, you gotta think. That's gotta be the only, like, she's gotta be fire in bed, right? That's like the only way I can see him being like, yeah, I think I'm gonna stick through this, because he's thinking about how bomb the sex is for him. And he's like, I'm gonna stick with this a little bit longer.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this. From Army after.
Because usually the crazy ones, like, it's not healthy, but you're like, I know it's not healthy. It's like candy. You know you're not supposed to do it, but you're like, just one more piece, just a little bit more. But this candy is literally just gonna rot your teeth out and kill you.
I know.
It's a cyanide pill. It's a cyanide pill, is what it is. You're eating a cyanide pill with sugar on top of it.
Let's see.
My analogies are very strange. I understand.
I know, it's super strange. I'm trying to find.
How old are these
essentially what happened was, like, in reception battalion in the Army, you still have your cell phones, and
excuse me.
Yeah, in reception, that's where you go before basic. So you still have your cell phones, and then they take it because the reception battalion. Well, the reception battalion is on a completely different part of base than where you are for basic. So they can't take your phones because you'll never get them back ever.
I had to mail that shit home.
So you did?
They don't do that. They don't do that now, but back when I went through, yeah.
So in reception, you still have your phone. Obviously, you can't have your phone with you. It has to stay in the barracks. So, like, during, like when you're back in the barracks, you have your phone. So
when you say reception, are you talking about like where you go through medical or everything like that?
Yeah, where they receive you and they do all your paperwork and shit before they send you to the actual like basic training unit. So
that's separate for you guys?
Yes.
That's interesting. That's all the same for us.
It's
like we're a part of who we're gonna be in boot camp with, but doing that processing.
I guess I don't know why. I think it's because like during that time, in between cycles for basic, drill sergeants have like downtime, have like personal time where they'll have like a couple weeks off. And during that couple weeks off between cycles, like when their cycle ends, they can go home and shit. And they have like a couple weeks of leave and break. It gives the drill sergeants time off, essentially. And in the meantime, we are over at the reception battalion, and then when they come back from leave, they're at the basic training barracks waiting for reception battalion to come get distributed to like whatever company they go to.
Interesting.
So that's why they're on two separate places. At least that's what it was for me at Fort Sill. I don't know if it's like that across the Army. I'm pretty sure it is. Regiment in this podcast is also proudly partnered with Stack Up. Stack Up is another military gaming organization. The one thing different, though, is that they focus mostly on the mental health of veterans as well as the betterment of veterans alike. One of the programs that Stack Up has is their STOP, or Overwatch program, which is a 24/7 crisis support line for veterans. The thing that sets Stack Up's Overwatch program above all other crisis support lines, including the VAs, is the fact that this 24/7 crisis line is operated by trained veterans. So when a veteran calls in crisis, they're not just talking to a random person. They themselves are talking to a vet that has also gone through something similar and can relate to the situation. Their trained staff in this Overwatch program will help a veteran find the resources that they need to find help. And if the person just wants somebody to talk to, the Overwatch program is great for that too. Another cool thing that the Overwatch program does is that you don't have to sit there and talk on the phone with somebody. If you feel comfortable just doing DMs, they can definitely do that too. Another really cool thing that Stack Up has is their air assaults. Air assaults are where they'll take a veteran and fly them to conventions all over the country. This includes TwitchCon, Comic-Con, anywhere in the U.S., all expenses paid. And if a convention happens to be somewhere out west in California, Stack Up has what's called a Phalanx House, which is essentially a gaming lounge for all veterans to just go to. Stack Up will definitely hook you up with that. They have pool tables, hot tubs, and just a place to stay if you're out west. It's pretty cool. Another thing that Stack Up has is their supply crates. Now, what they'll do is they'll take gaming equipment, gaming consoles, and other cool swag and send it to either a veteran in need or a unit somewhere deployed or a unit that needs it. This is a great way to keep veterans connected and boost the morale of the veterans that need it. Every year, Stack Up has a charity called the Call to Arms. The Call to Arms charity is to help Stack Up raise the funds that they need for all the awesome programs that they have. Last year alone, they raised $625,000, and all of that money goes to keeping these programs going to help other veterans that need it. If you're looking to donate, we have the donation link down in the bio. But if not, go ahead and spread the word of this awesome charity and head on over to stackup.org and check them all out. That's stackup.org and tell them Regiment sent you on it. So essentially what happened was that there's these females in the barracks. I think it was at Fort Sill or Fort Jackson. They filmed themselves having like an orgy, and they got in trouble from the Army and got kicked out naturally. So I don't remember where we were.
Imagine you can't fucking in boot camp. Who knew?
Oh my God. When I was in basic, there's this guy and this girl. They were always with each other because they wanted to, you know, fuck and stuff. And they punished all of us for this.
It's like deployment goggles.
It's
like she's a boot camp 9, but like a civilian 4.
But actually, no, that actually wasn't true.
Usually that's the case.
It usually is the case, but it really wasn't true. But the point was, like, we were getting fucked up by the drill sergeants because they kept going off during church, and like
they were getting fucked up,
right? And they had to watch us get fucked up. And I went to him. I'm like, dude, we are done in a month. You can't wait a month. And he's like, oh, I love her, man. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I said, if I get smoked one more time because you can't keep your fucking dick out of someone, I'm gonna beat you with a fucking bar of soap.
How did they not get kicked out, though?
Because they weren't actually having sex. They were just, you know, around each other and being flirty and passing letters and, like, kissing.
Okay.
They weren't actually, like, fucking, but they were just caught sneaking off. But they didn't actually get to that point. They were just sneaking off. And I was like, dude, you can't wait till we're done? Like, you can't.
I had heard so many stories of things happening.
Oh, yeah, things happen all the time.
When I was there. Like, just when I remember going through boot camp, like, I had thought that it could, I was like, yeah, I could see that, but I never thought people were stupid enough to do it. No, then again, looking back, I'm like, there were absolutely people fucking in the closet, the broom closet, probably in the laundry room. Because I guess I never truly thought about it because I was in an all-male division for the Navy. Like, I wasn't integrated with females. So it never really occurred to me that, yeah, that people be fucking.
They do. It's funny because the military teaches you many things. And one of the big things that it teaches you that you don't expect it to is how stupid people are. How stupid people can be. Yeah. You know, like it's like, where in your mind did you think that was going to be cool? Or where in your mind was that logical for you to do type thing? Where it's just like, where is your head? Not where it should be, apparently.
like which head?
Which head? I know. So it's like,
which one are we talking about?
And people do the dumbest fucking things, and I don't know. And it sucks because, you know, everybody gets in trouble because of what they did, and it's like, you should have been there. Like, why? Why should I have been there?
I want to hear what the listeners in the comments about their stories.
Oh my God. Tell me about not even just boot camp, your time in. What was the dumbest thing that you got in trouble, that you got punished for because someone else did? Let us know in the comments section. I got to hear this. What is the dumbest thing? I
want to hear them deployment fuckings, the boot camp fuckings. What is the in the field, the stupid shit that people got in trouble for?
I want to know the stupid shit that other people did that they punished you for. I remember we got punished because a kid tried to kill himself, and it was weird because
we can't say that on YouTube. It's unalive.
So this dude was having like a mental breakdown because he had just gotten to the unit, right? So even if on YouTube, we're going on fucking Spotify and shit too. So there's this kid who just got to the unit. He had been there for maybe a week. And he was, so on top of him being new, his girlfriend broke up with him when he left and when he got to Italy. So he tried to cut his own throat unsuccessfully, I will say.
Is this the one? Continue with the story, but is this the one where he was in the bathroom and your people had found him?
His roommate came back and he was laying on his bed with a washcloth on his throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. I remember.
And so he tried to commit suicide and, you know, obviously he didn't, but we all got in trouble for this. And like, you need to be watching out for your fellow man. And it's just like, one, that's not even in our company. This is like, it's like a whole different company. And two, he was new. None of us knew who this guy was. So how could we have known any of this? So it's like,
true.
And it's the same when someone gets a DUI in another company and they call everybody back from the battalion, everybody has to come in and fucking work on a weekend because somebody went out and got drunk and drove. And it's like, you should have stopped this. Like, how should I have stopped that? I don't ever talk to this person. I don't know this person. And I'm sure he gave no indication to his leadership that he was going to be that kind of person. So it's like,
I mean, usually, yeah, it's usually the way it goes.
It's funny because the military does shit like that. And listen, I get it. It's the military. No, it's the only job that you have where your boss will make your life a living hell because of something someone else did. And that new rules get put in place because someone else did something stupid. So now you can't go do anything because that person that you've never met in your life did something stupid.
It's also a place where you can, go to jail for some of the dumbest stuff.
I've been seeing TikToks about Air Force security guys going to jail because they fell asleep on duty.
Accountability, I guess.
I mean, it was just like, apparently like the security forces guy at the gate guards and stuff, if they fall asleep, they get arrested.
I mean, yeah. To me, it's kind of I don't know to the extremeness of it, but
do I think you should be falling asleep? You should be reprimanded. There should be
some reprimands,
but not go to jail for. People in the comments are like, I got locked up for 30 days because of this, and I was just like, you went to fucking Air Force jail because you fell asleep at the guard shack?
Air Force jail. That just sounds
like you got put in cuffs and sent to jail because you fell asleep in the guard shack. Also, why are they making you do like a 24-hour shift alone?
Everyone in the Navy is just looking over like first time.
You know how many times I fell asleep on duty? A lot.
I'm not at liberty to say.
You can't. I can't. I'm out. What are they gonna do now? On staff duty, I would fucking rack out so hard. But I was also a light sleeper at the time, so every little noise, like, I woke up. And I would have, like, a study book with me, because they're like, you need to study this shit. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'm going to study this at 2 o'clock in the morning. Bet. And it's funny because Sergeant Major would show up. The battalion Sergeant Major would show up in the middle of the night during the week just to see what we were doing. I'm like, why are you here? You know? Why are you in the company CQ right now? Like, why are you walking around the fucking base at 2 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday?
Probably feels entitled. But he's a bro vet.
Oh, man. Bro vets. Good segue.
I was wondering if you're going to catch that.
Bro vets. I want to talk about fucking bro vets, man.
We don't have any of those in regiment. Nuh-uh.
No, not at all. None.
No bro vets here.
Bro vets? Never heard of it, man.
Not in regiment.
For those that don't know what a bro vet is, we're actually going to read about it and talk about what a bro vet is. So I think
Kyle in
this
college
has got to be
drinking Monster and punching walls.
I got to say, this has to be a parody site. It has to be.
It's got to be. There's no way it's not.
So
if anybody knows if this is a parody site, let us know.
So
in
it
the
says,
comments.
We all know 1 or 10, the loudest of the obnoxious veteran, so proud of his service. He makes sure every person he meets knows it, whether it's relevant or not.
Like every Marine ever.
The pride a pro veteran feels for his time in the military is so great. They say that a gaggle of these bros creates a hot spot for contempt and loathing for dirty civvies so great that it's visible from space. The following is a handy guide for what to do when a wild bro veteran approaches you in the open. Always remember the first thing you have to do is remain calm and keep your military bearing because they may not.
This just sounds like meeting a Marine, honestly. I'm gonna get so much hate from Marines in the comments.
I will say this: 90% of the bro vets out there never deployed.
I mean, yeah, typically, or if they did, it just honestly, I think that makes it that much worse because they're that much more of a douche.
It's like, it's funny because most of the bro vets I meet have either never deployed or they did deploy and they never went on missions. But but I was there. So
it's usually something going on. It's little dick syndrome, something.
So it says, how do you determine a bro veteran from a regular run-of-the-mill vet? Most obvious is by the way they dress, often sporting a multicam or olive drab ball cap with a Velcro flag. The bro veteran can also be found typically wearing a grunt style or MMA shirts with 5 and 5'11" pants in khaki, no less. They also tend to wear old combat boots, whether they are appropriate for the situation or not.
I bet it's the tap out shirts too.
I will say this. I wore combat boots when I was a pipe fitter, and the biggest reason why is because they were really good about stopping metal, like hot metal, like molten metal from the welds and weld beads from burning through. And I just did not want to spend the several $100s it was for fucking work boots. And they last so long. That was the other reason why I wore mine, because they were leatherish. They were tough. They lasted a long time and they worked. So I wore them to work because they were good work boots. But the guys we're talking about are just dudes that wear it because it's the thing.
The bro vet's the one that is like, oh man, we got 22 a day, and then starts making fun of the dude that's wanting to talk about his feelings.
Yeah, like the guy that's like going through a mental health crisis, and it's like, you didn't go to,
you didn't even do anything. That's a bro vet right there.
Yeah. If you still aren't sure, spend about 1 minute talking to them, and your mind will certainly be made up as whether or not they are in fact a bro veteran. If you ask him how his day is going and he responds with operator as fuck, you have a bro veteran on your hands. If while talking about the weather, he comments on how shower of blood would help the grass grow green, then you guessed it, it's a bro veteran. Now that you've confirmed the identity of a bro veteran, it's time to secure him.
What's the female version of a bro veteran? I wanted to say she vet, but then that just makes it sound like she's Hulk.
So avoiding conflict, whether the bro veteran is at your home, your family reunion somehow, or your place of business, the process for separating a bro vet from the pack is fairly straightforward. The first thing you must do is distract the veteran. The easiest way to do so is to stand approximately 4 feet from them, keeping at least 2 people in between you and the vet at all times, lest an errant knife hand catches you in the chin, and say 2 words, Hillary Clinton.
I would say, like, keep some nicotine on hand, have it, like, dangle some monsters, some rippets, something, some skull, I don't know. Have something to be like, and, like, throw it, and they'll go get it.
So there's no combination of words except perhaps combat action badge, if they are an infantryman, that is more guaranteed to rile up a bro veteran. Now, do you know what a CAB is, a combat action badge?
No, it sounds like an Army thing.
It is. So you have, in the infantry, you have what's called a CIB, a combat infantryman's badge, which is like when you deploy as an infantryman, you get the combat infantryman's badge. The CAB, which is the combat action badge, is for non-infantry personnel. It's different by the CIB has a rifle with a wreath around it, and the CAB has a knife with a wreath around it. And when you talk about a combat action badge, the infantry, the bro vet will melt. Because they're like, you fucking pogue. That's where that shit comes from. Like, that's not a real deployment. You can get a cab just for being there. Blah. I got mine because I was in combat. Shit like that. That's bro vet right there. So
nobody cares, man. Nobody cares.
It says, why, you may be asking, would I want to rile up the bro vet? To answer this question, it is important to understand the means of energy consumption of a bro. Bro veterans' diets consist consistently of Rip It energy drinks, dip, and old MREs.
I called it.
The offset is to this energy provided is quite quickly burnt, though. By the time the bro veteran's rant that you have just inadvertently started is winding down, he is left mumbling, "Lock her up," over and over while catatonically staring at your wife's girlfriend's cousin's backside. You can calmly lead them to a secluded area with the promises of Chili Mac main entrees and Clint Eastwood war movies.
Chili Mac is overrated. I said it.
I honestly agree with you. I think Chili Mac is an overrated MRE.
I think it's more about
it's a good option. It's a good option when that's all that's left. But I do agree, Chili Mac is not the best one.
I don't pick my MREs by the main course. I pick them by like what's in them. Like what else?
It's a combination of both. So you can tell what's in them by what the main course is.
Generally.
So like if it's what was another one? A good one was the there was an MRE that I had once that I could never find again, but it was so good. It was the chicken breast. There was there was a chicken breast that came with mayonnaise and peanuts.
That sounds terrible.
It actually was really good. And I was like, it was brand new. So it was like a brand, and I knew it wasn't like sitting in a fucking Connex somewhere. It was brand new. So I had a buddy of mine that went to Ranger School, which 95% of the airborne guys that I was with, 95% of the guys on my unit were Rangers. They showed me this like the guys that go through Ranger School are very creative with their MREs. So basically what it was is that you mulch up the chicken, you shred it all up, you put the mayonnaise in it and the peanuts and you heat it up. It is surprisingly really good. I was like,
I don't like regular mayonnaise. I can't even imagine MRE mayonnaise.
You don't like mayonnaise on things?
I don't.
You are the most picky person I know. You know that?
Yeah, you like trout.
You're like, I like ketchup and chicken nuggets.
Yes, it sounds delicious, actually.
You are such a child. You are a child. All right. Anyway, while not all bro veterans are the same, this handy guide should help you deal with them in the most situations. Just remember, while the bro vet is the most raucous and confrontational of all the veteran species, he is often the most misunderstood and easily placated. Stick to this handy guide, and you will soon be handling a bro veteran with ease.
Oh man.
So
where's the guide? I don't see anything. That's at the end of the article.
What I just read.
Oh, it just honestly it sounded like it was getting into more things.
Oh, there's a thing right here. It says, "What kind of vet are you?" The 6 archetypes explained. Let's look at this.
USPatriotTactical.com. There's no way this is not like.
Here's the article.
This isn't a real news outlet, right? This has got to be some parody shit.
So what kind of vet are you? The 6 vet archetypes explained.
Tell coffeeordy.com.
Veterans are like penises. No two are the same. They come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, and each possess his own unique traits as a result of the trials and hardships he has endured.
Yeah, which dick are you?
We're going to find out what kind of dick you are. Some grew hard in the Marine Corps. Some got a little soft in the Air Force. Some were manhandled in the Navy, and some have a lasting rash that they picked up after visiting one too many Fayetteville strip clubs. That's Army, for those that don't know that one.
Hell, that could have been Marines. They like to travel to numerous different strip clubs.
Oh, look, it's Matt Best. So even service members who share the same job can have wildly different experiences. For example, there are military dentists who fill your cavities and shame you for not flossing. Then there's a Captain Benjamin Solomon, a Medal of Honor recipient who killed 98 soldiers while serving as an Army dentist in Saipan during World War II, making him the single most terrifying dentist in history.
You ever seen a chaplain with a car?
No. Dude,
I have, and it's pretty glorious.
My chaplain, when I was active duty, was he was formerly Ranger Battalion. So he was like a real Ranger. For those of you that are fucking Ranger tabbed without a scroll, you're not a real Ranger. I'm sorry. That's not how it works. Unless you were in Ranger Battalion and you had a tab and a scroll, you weren't a Ranger.
Well, we know what kind of bro vet that Brock is.
We know. We're about to find out what kind of penis I am. But so the chaplain, he was straight up. He had a scroll. He had a tab. This dude he was a former infantryman in the Ranger Battalion. This guy was fucking vicious. I remember when we were going to Ukraine, we were going to do a jump in, we were boarding the plane in Italy and jumping into Poland. And he's like, and he gave us this fucking pep talk where he was just like, you're going to be training to kill these motherfuckers and God's going to be on your side. And I'm just like, oh my God. I was like, hell yes, sir. Fuck. So, given that there's so many varieties of veterans, why does the general public think of us as one big homogenous mass? Veterans,
That was a big word for you. I'm impressed.
Veterans are unique. See, fucking reading level 3.
College right there.
Veterans are unique individuals. We cannot.
What can the GI Bill do for you?
We cannot all be pigeonholed into just one archetype, because in fact there are actually 6 distinctly different archetypes of veterans, each with their own unique behaviors, beliefs, hopes, dreams, and ways of conducting themselves in public. Here are those 6 archetypes explained.
See, everyone, this is what college and the GI Bill can do for you. You too can learn to read.
And without college debt. So the standard vet, did you serve in the United States military but not talk about it that much? Is military service something you did rather than something you are? Are most of your t-shirts free of skulls, AR-15s, and American flags? If so, congratulations, you're a standard vet. Probably the most common subspecies of military veteran that exists. Now, I will say, I have a handful of grunt style shirts, and I paid for none of them.
Yeah, I get a lot of them for free. I wear them around the house.
I wear them around the house. I wear them out because, I'm too lazy to shop. But yeah, essentially, like, I have a lot of grunt style shit, but it is not my identity. And I do love the guys at grunt style. I will say this. I met a lot of cool people that work for grunt style, and those guys are awesome. They were at the IW hikes. I love those guys. It's not the company. It's the people that wear the product.
True.
So, not
all. We weren't even done.
No, fuck no. We're only on subspecies 1.
No, I meant with the first one. We weren't finished with it.
Not all those who serve choose to make begin a veteran of being a big part of their identities. Some people simply serve their country, get out, and don't have much to do with the military or vet culture ever again. These vets are not the pew pew America freedom tattoos, barbecues, guns, more freedom types, and that's perfectly fine.
That was very Tom Segura-ish right there.
Yeah, it was. They are proud of their service, but don't feel the need to talk about it or hit up Applebee's for free mozzarella sticks every Veterans Day like the rest of us. I actually am also one of those people that do not go take advantage of the military discount at fucking on Veterans Day.
Every year, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go get some free food or some discounted food. I literally have done it, I think, twice in the 12 years I've been in. If I'm going with some people, I might go somewhere. Or if something's already planned, usually I'm already gonna be out.
Usually,
I'll stop.
Usually for me, it's like if I don't feel like cooking and Alicia doesn't want to cook, and we're like, well, it's Veterans Day, I'll get a free meal. Let's go.
Even still, I think of, because there's an Applebee's and a Red Robin. I could throw a rock and hit it down the street of my apartment. Is Red Robin
free on Veterans Day?
They have something.
I gotta hit that up.
They have a meal or something like that, a main course.
I don't like Applebee's.
They're okay to me.
I found a fingernail in my food at Applebee's.
Don't go to that Applebee's.
It's all Applebee's. Applebee's steaks, by the way, are the worst. So anyway, the bro vet. Is there a sticker of an AR-15 on just about everything you own? Are phrases like America and pew pew things that you unironically or when climaxing sexually say? Do every last one of your shirts have an American flag somewhere on it, such as on the sleeve or chest area? If you have answered the affirmative to each of these questions, you're a bro vet. Kudos to you, bro.
I bet they have a boot tattoo too.
Hang on. This is Angry.
Galatians 7:10.
This is Angry Cops, yeah.
Burns down in flames, and the liquor stores and pawn shops are looted. I shall bless the masses by filling rooftops with Korean asses. Righteous. Although we find ourselves in a volatile time in the world, nature is correcting itself, and the
I
Koreans
love
are once
Angry
again finding
Cops.
their ways to the rooftops.
I do watch this
with
stuff.
AR-15 variants and different other rifles. Whoa, that's pretty spiritual, bruh. Now it's important to know
He hasn't played that character in a minute.
What, the bro vet?
And way
The
of expressing
one
themselves
that's like that,
and how
yeah.
to properly
The bro vet?
in the boogalootion. Now,
Boogaloo.
bro
I
vet
guess,
out
yeah.
in Los Angeles.
That's a long video. So the exact opposite of the standard vet, the bro vet is a veteran who has chosen to center his entire personality around being a veteran. This veteran is all pew pew, America, freedom, tattoos, barbecues, guns, more freedom. Or he or she is extremely proud of their service. Women can be bros too.
Oh, cool. So we just know.
Bro
There's no
vets,
sexism here.
bro vets get a bad rep for being douchebags, which they can be, but by and large, they are just vets who are really proud of their service, proud of the military, and proud to represent military culture even after they've traded their fatigues and combat boots for head-to-toe 9-line apparel and cryptic Crocs.
9-line is still a thing.
I'm surprised too. The soft
Their marketing is terrible.
the soft vet. So, do you know what SOF is?
I don't know why I can't think of it right now.
Special Operations Forces.
Oh, yeah, like I don't know why the fuck I'm like special operations. No, that's not right. I'm like, wait a minute, that is right.
So it says, do you have the same exact haircut and beard you were rocking in the Korengal Valley back in 2008? Do you humble brag about shit you did in the military and inexplicably follow it up with something into the effect of, but I'm just a regular dude? Are your hands always in your pockets? Do you always wear baseball hats? Well, guess what, cool guy? You're a soft vet. Hats off to you. Easily distinguishable by their propensity for casually slipping words like special operations and gunfights into normal non-military related conversations, these former quiet professionals tend to spend majority of their time of their post-military career talking loudly and openly about their former profession. For this reason, many find lucrative civilian careers as YouTubers, podcasters, and social media influencers, or end up running seminars where they teach gun nerds a random chapter from the Ragnar Handbook.
I feel attacked.
I think a lot of us feel attacked. I think that's me, actually. Oh, fuck. Even though that I wasn't special operations, like, I feel like that's me. Shit. Do you, the old vet, do you think the military is getting soft? Are you not quite as fit as you were back in the day, but still very capable of whooping someone's ass? Is your Facebook profile a photo, a dated picture of you in Woodland BDUs or some other camo pattern that was taken out of service eons ago? If you answered yes to these questions, you're an old vet, sir.
That's probably going to be me.
Old vets are important members of the military and veteran community. These vets who have been
That's
around.
a good video, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. These are vets who have been around the block once or twice. They fought the enemy, the VA, and a couple of ex-wives, and all their bullshit that life throws at a person who lives a long time. They're wizened warriors, valuable sources of information for new troops and fresh vets alike. Since retiring from service, these vets have amassed a respectable collection of T-shirts, emblemized with offensive statements, and spend the majority of their downtime calling people pussies on Facebook and reminding the up-and-coming generation of vets how much tougher it was back in the day. The tall tale vet. These are my favorite.
Soul and valor.
I see these guys everywhere. And it's funny because you often, before I even read this, 9 times out of 10, the tall tale vet will tell you a story of something that never fucking happened, or it was a story that he put himself into that happened to somebody else.
It's usually like way too specific.
Yeah, it's very specific. All right. Do you know a vet who likes to talk about his service a lot, but you're never sure whether the stories he is telling are totally true? Do the stories get slightly more fantastic and heroic each time they're told? Is this person so full of shit that his eyeballs are floating? If so, you've got a tall tale vet on your hands. We all know a veteran like this. Every story starts out with something like, no shit, there I was, or this one time in basic training, and culminates with some fantastic tale of daring do. This vet will eagerly account the story of his service to anyone who will listen, and with each iteration, the story gets more and more incredible.
So I started blasting.
So anyway, I started blasting. What started as a 9-month tour as a wrench turner in Kandahar will miraculously turn into 5 years of hand-to-hand combat with the Taliban. This vet isn't a bad guy. He's just looking for the recognition that so few of us get. Don't take him too seriously, but also don't let him get too carried away. After all, the only SEAL Ranger Delta sniper colonel around here is you. The asshole vet.
That sounds a lot. This is like the bro vet, but
this is like
an extra step.
Yes, and you know what's fucked up? And I will say this. I see a lot of them. A lot of them.
There's a lot of them in Regiment.
And stop it. Fucking stop it. Like,
get some help.
We love all of our members. We really do. And we will do whatever it takes to help you in any situation, no matter what you did when you were in. We don't care. We're here for you. But
you're just not entitled to anything.
You're not entitled to anything, and stop being assholes to other vets, especially for vets that, like, everybody's time in service is different from the others. That doesn't mean you have to be an asshole to someone because you had it harder than they did, you know? So stop doing that. Everybody struggles with shit differently than the other. Don't be that guy. Anyway, have you ever downplayed another vet's service? Do you look down on pogues or think of them as subhuman? Do you
upset with the spelling of pogues?
I am too, dude. That's why it took me a second to read that. I was like, what? Do you regularly take your jelly donut fueled rage out on anyone who hasn't served in the military? If so, you're an asshole vet, and also just an asshole. I gotta see this video.
Jesus Christ, bro. Yeah, bro, look at all these fucking pogues in here, bro. This is what they do all day? This pogue shit.
Everybody's getting offended at this.
Of course they are.
You know what's funny? My brother calls me a pogue, and I'm like, you literally worked in a fucking maintenance bay.
Wasn't he in the National Guard?
Yeah.
His opinion doesn't matter.
I love him, though. His opinion doesn't matter. So the name just about says it all. Asshole vets are veterans who are bitter about their service or because of their service and tend to take their anger out on everyone in their path, vets and civilians alike. These vets regularly downplay their vet's service, mock anyone getting treatment for their service-connected issues, and lord their service over people's heads whenever they see an opportunity to do so. There's no worse kind of vet than an asshole vet. When dealing with an asshole vet, it's best not to take the high road. Instead, make a series of highly accurate, socially unacceptable jokes about their weight and appearance. This will remind them that they, too, are only human.
And there's a difference between, like, because you're going to have everyone in service is going to poke fun at everyone else's service, especially if they're in another branch.
Yes.
I would expect that. Yes. I'd be more offended if you didn't do that.
It's one thing to, have the friendly banter of branch rivalry. And then there's another thing of being a complete prick.
Like when you're just taking it too far. Like we'll all mess with our Air Force friends and talk about how their lifestyle is just better than ours.
Yeah.
But no one else is allowed to do that. Because we will take care of them. We're not an asshole.
Right. So it's like, and we see them a lot and we try to nip that in the butt as soon as we catch it. But like, there's no reason to be that person, to be an asshole to another person, just simply because their experience was not as crazy as yours. Or even if usually the asshole vets, a lot of them, I've noticed that a lot of them aren't ones that did have it worse. A lot of them they didn't have it as bad. They just exaggerate it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the shit that they went through wasn't really as bad as they think it is. Although, sure, like everybody's perception of like what's bad is subjective, but they'll they'll project that onto another person because they think what they had was harder than the next person. And it's stupid. Stop doing that. Stop being toxic. The toxic community of the veterans, you know?
I think the asshole vet is also the one that it's like the super, super entitled one. It's like, I'm better than you. I fucking deserve this. Why am I not getting this?
The asshole vet is why a lot of companies won't hire vets.
Yeah.
And like when I was in the union, my union was very like against vets. And the reason why was because of those guys. And because of that, it made my life so fucking hard because they looked at it like, oh, you think you're owed something? And I'm like, no, I busted my ass working and trying to move up. That's why I should be, you know, here and not down here. I'm putting work in, like in this job. That's what should be, you know, moving me up, not my time in service. I never even bring it up. They always are the ones that brought it up to me. And they were always like, you know, we're not going to, we tend to not hire people in the military because of this. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not everybody. But the asshole vets give everybody else like a bad reputation because of the shit they pull.
It's like all the ones that you hear that are like quote unquote PTSD'd out and like just do stupid shit. Those are the asshole ones, or the ones that severely needed help and just went way too far.
Right.
But when we all look at them as that's every veteran, eventually any good vet can be turned into the asshole vet. That's for sure.
I will admit I was the asshole vet.
I can see that.
When I first got out, I was an asshole vet. And then I I wouldn't say quickly, over time, I changed like that whole thing because I realized like how it was affecting other people. And I toned it down a lot. I was just like, that's not the right way to go about things. Like I'm man enough to admit I was an asshole vet when I first got out. And I understand why it happens, but kind of like there's a lot of self-reflection that goes into correcting it. And you have to be willing to go through that self-reflection. Otherwise, you're just going to always be the asshole vet. And we've had so many of them within our community. And it sucks to see because it's like, dude,
they usually just end up leaving.
I know. And it's like, we're not no one's out to get you, man. Like, we're trying to help you. Or like, you're not giving anybody any room to help you, you know? With that, I got to take a piss. So
it's a great ad break.
Stop saying ad break. I'm just going to fucking seamlessly put it in. You say ad break, everyone's like, oh, God damn it, an ad.
Well, no, I'm putting this in the video more for you.
Yeah. All right, I'll be right back.
To be like, oh, cool, ad break.
I got to piss. Regiment in this podcast is also partnered with BR Paradox. BR Paradox is a company that specializes in custom-built PCs. So if you have an idea for a cool custom-built PC, they can definitely give you the hookup on that. But if you're not in the market for custom PCs, BR Paradox has a wide array of pre-built PCs that you could choose from at great prices. And if you're not in the market right now for a new PC, BR Paradox will definitely hook you up with an optimization. Optimizations take around 10-15 minutes to do, and they're very awesome. I highly recommend them. I had my PC optimized by them, and it's never run smoother since. BR Paradox also has a list of renowned customers ranging from LeBron James, Chris Brown, members of FaZe Clan, and even Angela White from your favorite orange and black site, if you know what I mean. So head on over to brparadox.com to get yourself a PC today or an optimization. And remember to use promo code REGIMENT at checkout. That's promo code REGIMENT down here at checkout. So we're back, and Doc says my pee sounds feminine, but yet he's the one that sits when he pees.
We're not getting into this again.
Yeah, we are.
We're not doing this whole thing.
He sits when he pees.
It's by choice because I don't want to clean anything up by a stray stream.
And I keep saying this. I don't want to have to clean up after myself. I'm like, do you have two pee holes? Like, are you pissing all over the floor? Like, what?
Let's not act like you've never had a stray stream. All right.
No, I mean, when it happens, it's usually first thing in the morning.
It's like when you ever seen those faucets that have like a random stream just like going off to the side?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Do you wash your dick?
Never.
Because why else would you have a stray pee stream?
Maybe I got a narrow urethra, like fucking King of the Hill.
I actually had. All right, we're going story time. So
About your narrow urethra.
I know I had to actually have surgery to open mine, and I don't know what happened when I was a kid. My pee hole was closing, so they had to cut it open again, and it would cause me to pee all over everything.
Very painful. That wasn't my choice. It was just natural.
It just happened. No, by,
I mean, if I was a kid,
choice.
I would be pissing on everything. If I
By
was
choice,
a kid.
you think I wanted my pee hole to close itself?
No, I was talking about pissing on
okay.
everything.
I thought you said that happened naturally and not by choice. Like, what do you mean? I chose to close my pee hole? What?
No, it's just pissing on everything.
Yeah, I love pissing on the walls and the
Just
floor.
R. Kelly, everything.
Yeah. Ugh, we won't even get into that one. Oh my god.
I remember I shit all over the walls one day when I was a kid.
I
was sick.
thought you were
was
trying to boot camp.
Nope, that'd have been hilarious. But I was sick and I was trying, and I had to throw up, but I also had to take a shit. So like I get to the toilet, then I'm like, oh, I gotta throw up. So instead of getting the trash can like a normal person, or like going into the bathtub or something, I decide to get off of the toilet and puke into the toilet, where the force of throwing up shot my shit all over the wall behind me.
Was it kind of like the flashbang video I sent you?
Probably.
Yeah. I sent that to so many people. Like, I think I sent it to Biscuit, a couple other guys in Regiment, and they're like, what the fuck is your algorithm? I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Did you ever have a phantom shitter when you were in the military? You're still in, but have you, like, when you were in boot camp or when you were like deployed or whatever, did you ever have someone that just randomly shit in places that you're not supposed to?
Are you talking about like the shower shitter or something?
Shower shitter. We call them the phantom shitter, where it's like a person will shit somewhere, like on the floor somewhere, but no one ever knows who did it.
That'd have been hilarious, but no.
No?
What we had was we would have the streak of the week.
The streak of the week?
Yes, we would have a laundry person that would do all the laundry, and we had whitey tidies that we were required to wear. And almost everybody would have a fucking shit streak because no one knew how to wipe. So they would have streak of the week.
Or they didn't have time to wipe.
Streak.
They didn't have time to wipe.
That's probably true as well. And so they would because everyone have their name in their underwear, so they'll be like, "In the winner of streak of the week, here you go, Johnson."
Dude, I remember, and to this day, the monstrous shit, the largest one I've ever taken in my life was basic, in basic training.
Mine was after basic.
Mine was during. It was 2 weeks in. I realized 2 weeks in, on my way back from the Chow Hall, because they gave us like 15 minutes to use which was great. They gave us, because they knew that they were going to fuck us up, and they didn't want a bunch of soldiers like shitting themselves and stuff. So after Chow, they gave us 15 minutes to go back into the barracks, get what we needed for the next task, take a shit, take a piss, whatever we needed to do. Marching back from the Chow Hall, I was thinking to myself, I haven't taken a shit in like, when is the last time I did? And as soon as I thought that, my body was like, now you will. I was like, oh God. I ran up.
Did they give you guys those water eggs or whatever, the powdered eggs?
Yeah.
I swear that's got to be it.
What, they constipate you?
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is,
because I remember that too. I didn't take a shit for the first 2 weeks of boot camp. I thought something was wrong.
I think it was just because it's mostly because your body is like going through such a shock of a new routine.
And I mean, it's definitely a diet change for sure.
It's a huge diet change. Not even just diet, but like your body's going through lots of changes. And
I'd already hit puberty. This wasn't
not that kind of changes. I'm talking about like weight loss, weight gain, dietary changes, routine changes throughout your day, physical exertion, all that stuff. Whatever is in store for you during boot camp or basic. I think what it is that your body's in such a shock of that new routine that it doesn't process foods the same way as it normally would, and it constipates you. I don't think it has anything to do with just the food. I think it has to do with
those damn eggs.
It might contribute. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I think it's more of like all these other factors contribute to the constipation. So anyway, I was like, oh my God, when is the last time I did? And then as soon as I thought that, I was like, oh my God, I have to now so bad. And I ran up into the bathroom, dude, and it was
The giant brick.
it was like that. It was not
It's
even
like an MRE shit almost.
It was like in the fucking pipe, up around the bowl twice almost. And I was like, dude, if I had
Oh, you snaked it. Nice.
I was like, if I had my phone right now, I would 100% take a picture of this to show people like this is the largest I've ever done. That's what she said. But
Yeah, you mean so when I was working at boot camp, I found out that it's super common for constipation for people in the very beginning, and we would give them this I can't remember what it is. It's a drink that tastes like a shitty Sprite, and they would have to drink it all right there. They would basically have to chug it, and then we'd be like,
So it's a
stay near a
laxative.
bathroom. Essentially, I can't remember what it is, and Nelson don't know what it is. And
speaking of Nelson, where the fuck is he? He never talks. I haven't heard from him I haven't heard from him in 2 months.
Good Lord. But they have to drink the whole thing, and we literally just tell them, hey, stay by a bathroom, and then go about their day. Just good luck. You never know when it's going to hit you. It could be now. It could be when you walk out this door. You better hurry. And we leave them with that fear.
Is there a timeline when it usually hits? Or is that really like very
I
unpredictable?
have no idea. We literally just tell them, stay near a bathroom, because it could hit
I think
10 minutes from now.
I think you should do a little science experiment on yourself.
No, thank you.
Why?
I'm not as much of a Sprite drinker.
You're not much of an anything drinker. Unless it's a Jack Daniel's like fruity cocktail. You don't want
They're
it.
delicious, first of all. How dare you?
Yeah, but like I couldn't even get you to take a fucking shot of Fireball on New Year's.
How dare you bro vet me right now?
I'm not bro-vetting you. I'm drink shaming you.
Same.
It's not the same.
Same.
I'm not saying like be a man and drink whiskey. No, I'm saying like like fucking Screwball peanut butter whiskey. Couldn't get you to drink that. It tastes like peanut butter.
I don't like it. It's disgusting.
Or
It did not taste
Fireball.
like
It tastes like
peanut butter.
Big Red Gum.
I
It
cannot
took
stand that
me,
gum.
for those that don't know, New Year's going into 2021, when he still lived around here, we did a podcast episode, and I was trying to get him to do a shot of Fireball for an hour almost to convince you to fucking do it. Finally take a shot with me to bring in the new year. You wouldn't do it.
It's a terrible shot.
And when you did do it, you didn't even drink more than half of it. You didn't just fucking slam it and take it. Take the shot. You're in the Navy. Take the shot. Just put it in your mouth. Quick and over with.
I'd be promoted a lot faster than what I am now if I knew how to do that.
You know, speaking of Navy promotions, y'all do a fucking weird system about
Yes,
your
I
rank. Your
agree.
rank. Your rank system is so strange. It does,
Yes.
and it doesn't matter like how good of you are at your job. Like
Yep.
if you there's no promotion board, and the way that,
Zero.
and then on top of that, when you do get promoted, you were explaining to me that you don't even get paid at that rate for like
For about 6 months.
yeah. But yet you hold that rank. So you are on paper that rank, but your payroll isn't reflecting that. That's weird.
Yep.
I don't understand it.
Did you just like learn some new Navy things recently?
Yeah, you told me them.
Oh, I didn't know if you had like an epiphany or something.
And Nelson from him finally getting promoted.
Finally.
Yeah, finally. It only took him, what, 2 years to get that through? Or a year?
Roughly, give or take.
Yeah, so like him getting recently promoted, like I learned how stupid y'all's process is. It's crazy. I don't understand it.
They say choose your rate, choose your fate for a reason.
Was that like choose your job?
Yeah, rate is job, MOS. Rate is just MOS.
I thought you don't have a choice in that.
So you kind of do when you sign up.
See, I was always told
Like,
the
before we go to boot camp.
the Marines and the Navy have like you basically get assigned your job when you get done.
They're more open contracts, whereas the Navy is very specific. So like, I know in the Marines you don't get your specific job, but like you sign for infantry. So like you're gonna have something in the infantry. And like there's other ones. I don't know what else there is, but I just know like if you get an infantry contract, you can get ultimately anything in the
If you
infantry.
if you are a person thinking about joining, and I'm not saying don't, but I'm saying if you do not ever accept an open contract. Ever. Pick your job. Don't do it.
Get the job that you want.
You'll end up doing something you absolutely hate, and then you won't stay. Like 90%
And
of
then
people.
you could still have about something that you absolutely hate, and
That's true too. That's true too.
Do your research. So who do you think we're gonna have as our first guest?
I don't know. I'd like to have like Donnie or something. I don't know if he would because he's too busy.
Might be able to pitch it.
It'd be cool.
I'm curious as to what the listeners want to see from
Who
podcast.
would you like to see? We might do some like regiment guests. We also
Who do you guys want to see? What do you want us to talk about? Any topics specifically? What do you want to see out of and hear really hear? Because most people don't watch the podcast. What do you want to hear from the podcast?
The options are fucking wide open. I mean, we always try to get Rocco.
We want to hear your suggestions because this isn't our podcast. This is y'all's podcast.
We
want you to listen.
This is for your entertainments.
We're not here if you're not listening. Ultimately,
that is facts. That is facts. So yeah, I don't know.
Guess we'll have to sign off here in a minute.
Why?
Because I have nothing else to say.
That's it. What do we do now? It's the end. How do we close this
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Have you ever seen the video of the Air Force guy falling asleep?
Didn't we just talk about the Air Force falling asleep?
Dang, man.
Yeah, hang on. I want to.
Is he on guard watch? Is he?
No, he's an MP.
The wrong frequency for 3 hours.
Hang on.
We was on the wrong frequency for 3 hours.
Let me show you this video.
I still want to see about this vet that gets the Lakers crowd hopped up by chugging from his prosthetic.
Yes! Send me the link to that.
I think I did.
Did you? Let me look.
I did.
Fucking, this is fantastic. You just told me about
I bet that chick from Tennessee is gonna be all over Pornhub soon.
Maybe. I wouldn't watch it.
There's no shot this woman was not videotaped.
All right.
In any of these scenarios.
Check this out. So Marine vet gets Lakers crowd hopped up by chugging from prosthetic. This is an absolute fucking Marine thing to do. 100%. So Marine veteran Anika Hustler wasn't even sure she was going to go to the Lakers-Pacers basketball game on Monday until the morning of the game. When a friend reached out the night before asking if she wanted his extra ticket, Hustler, who lives in Los Angeles, initially said no. Despite being an athlete who competes in adaptive sports at an elite level, Hustler said she isn't a fan of mainstream sports, which we can all pretty much, relate to. And then that morning, I'm like, you know what? I might as well go. What else am I going to do? Sit at home? She told Marine Corps Times. It turns out sitting at the game as a mere bystander wasn't in Hustler's cards either. By drinking,
I think it's Hutzler.
Hutzlers, yeah, whatever. I'm Hutzler. It sounds the same. I pronounce it the same way anyway.
I probably would say Hustler too.
By drinking beer out of her prosthetic leg while featured on the Jumbotron, drawing huge cheers from the crowd, she became the official fan of the game. Let's watch this. I gotta see this.
Glorious.
Fucking yeah! That is fucking fantastic. Some people don't take lightly to things like this and showing off your disability like that, she said, but I'm glad that everybody was having a good time and realized that I was there to have a good time. Hustler admitted she isn't a big beer drinker, but an appearance on the Jumbotron at the Lakers game felt like the right time and place for the stunt. I agree. Hustler enlisted in the Marine Corps in 2017 with plans to earn a commission and serve 20 years before retiring, but a tumor in her right foot derailed those designs. After months of frustrating, painful medical treatment, Hustler elected to have her right leg amputated below the knee. Honestly, if I were to have a limb amputated, it would be my leg below the knee. I was like, I'm not going to waste my 20s knowing that I'm going to get my leg cut off, she told the Marine Corps Times in a profile in October. I'd rather be able to live a successful life with amputation than wait around for an amputation to happen. Since medically retiring as a Lance Corporal in January 2020, Hutzler has turned her attention toward elite sports, including track and snowboarding, and modeling for household names like Tommy Hilfiger and Target.
Target? What? Those are vastly different companies.
Why? I think Tommy Hilfiger sells clothes at Target.
That's not the same.
One of her goals is to raise awareness about disabilities. For winning Fan of the Game honor, Hutzler received a $100 American Express gift card. It'll probably go towards gas, she told Marine Corps Times. And you know what I say? I say she should get a regiment jersey.
We should
pitch this to Chris.
We should reach out to this woman because let's see if she's a nerd like the rest of us. I don't know. She seems that she touches a lot more grass than most people in regiment.
We should also see if we should also have the watchers / listeners weigh in on this and let us know if get some traction behind sending her a jersey. Hey, we should get a jersey for her and send it out to her.
Let's give her a leg up.
Give her yeah. Oh fucking Christ. I see what you did there.
I love that it's a female Marine too. That just makes it so much better.
Here's the video I was going to show you about the Air Force guy. One of the Air Force guys getting caught sleeping. So
that's the face of someone getting caught right there.
100%. Yeah.
We get an article because of you.
This is them.
Dang.
Yo. Hey, B-Dog was trying to call you for 3 hours.
What? You lying?
Nah.
B-Dog, police want radio check.
Landline.
Oh my God!
Do you know what landline means?
No.
So landline, when they say landline, that means call them on their phone, and not over the radio. That means they're in deep shit.
Yo, you supposed to be up. We supposed to take turns. You slept already, and then I sleep. Then you sleep. Dang, man.
Just tell them we was on the wrong frequency.
The wrong frequency for 3 hours. We was on the wrong frequency. For
This might actually be fake though.
I'm not gonna believe that. We get an article because of you.
I feel like I've seen that guy in another video.
Yo.
I don't know, man. I look in his eyes and I could see
B-Dog
the
was trying to call
sleepiness.
you for 3 hours.
What? You lying?
The Air Force still wearing masks?
Dude, this is at least 2 years old almost.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the fucking sheer panic.
Yo.
Dude,
I've been there.
the sheer, dude, we've all been there. You ever been shit
I've been
bagging
there.
in your barracks room and then you hear a knock at your door?
No, but mine's usually, you know what? It's funny. Nelson can actually attest to this. Because this is the day that I wrote myself up as the LPO. I had overslept. It had been like 3 hours, man. It was like 9 o'clock. I was supposed to be there to muster them at like 6 and start work at 6:30. And it was 9. I hear a knock and when a buzz at my apartment. I'm like, what the hell's going? Fuck! I get there. I knew who it was. I just sent them a message. I'd be like, I'm getting ready. I'll see you at the clinic. And that was the one where I had actually wrote myself up for that instance.
I remember I overslept, and this actually happened a couple of times where I used to set my alarm to a song, and I started realizing that having music as my alarm was not waking. It's not good. At first it worked, but eventually it stopped working because I would have dreams that I was playing the song and sleep right through it. And I remember waking up, PT was at 06:30, and here it is, almost 9. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, like 10 missed calls. It's like
the panic that goes through me. I'm like, I'm going to jail. It's like I'm going to mass today.
Not like, for us, it wasn't that. What happens to us is we get absolutely fucked up. like they, it's a bad day for you. Like
I'd rather have that in the way of the mil, or at least a lot of military now, but like at least in the way of the Navy today, most places. Oh man, I'd be like, I'm going to mass tomorrow, or Article 15, whichever you want to say it. NJP, Ninja Punch.
I was fortunate enough to have a squad leader who wasn't about doing paperwork and ruining the rest of your career.
Navy's all about that bullshit.
So he was like, punish me in other ways. So make me do extra duty, like staff duty, like 24-hour CQ.
That sounds very sexual. Punish me in other ways.
Punish me in other ways, you know, make him do favors like a Tennessee cop. But he was just like all about that. Then there was one time I actually did have paperwork pushed on me by him because he was just like, it was a weekend we were on recall and I was staying at my buddy's house who lived off base, and we got recalled because of Ukraine, and my phone wasn't on. My phone died in the middle of the night. And I turned my phone on, saw all these missed calls, text messages, like, got you, and all that shit. It's funny because I actually found all my old messages and saw his texts recently on my old phone. I was like, oh my God. I remember,
okay.
Like, it brought back, because I had my old iPhone and I found it, and me and Alicia plugged it in just to like kind of like see what was on it. And there was all my text messages that I had when I was in Italy. And there was the text thread between me and him. And he's just like, oh, you don't want to fucking answer your phone? I got you. Like, I'll see you when you get here, motherfucker. And I was like, oh my God. He's like, you know that we're on fucking duty. Like, we're on recall status and that you have to have your phone on at all times. And you failed to do that. Shit, it was all that stuff. But that video I just sent you that we're about to watch is this is a basic training video. This guy falling asleep out in the field. I'm sure a lot of y'all have already seen this one, but I don't think Doc has. This one is funny to me because this guy's reason, he's like, I wasn't sleeping, drill sergeant.
Yeah, they're never sleeping.
They're never sleeping.
They're just. What was the main excuse? We usually ever heard.
And this one says I was practicing Met TC.
Wow.
Do you know what Met TC is? Mission enemy trains, troops, time, civilian considerations.
Still never heard that.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't, being in the Navy. You probably, that's
Even with the grunts, I never heard it.
might be an Army thing then.
It could be. Or I just,
And tell me this dude is not asleep. He is fucking out.
I mean, you do get some of the best sleep in the field.
This is true. This is absolutely true. Some of the best sleep I got was in the middle of the winter time on an OP.
It's always the whoopee.
Fucking Woobies, wintertime sleep system. It was fucking.
The poncho liner.
I was nice and cozy in that bitch.
Dude, the whoopee hubby that I've got.
I need a whoopee.
It's so warm. It's so warm, man. I walked to 7-Eleven last night. It was about 30 degrees. Never felt a chill. Dude is gone. Man is out.
Yeah, he is.
He was like, nah, enemy don't need to be shot today. I'd have been like, I was praying. I found Jesus. It's gonna be something loud, isn't it?
Watch, no. Just watch.
What is he doing?
Just watch. He's gonna take his rifle in a second.
Oh no.
Yeah,
that's
You know it's bad when the drill sergeant takes your rifle out of your hands.
bad when if anybody gets a hold of your rifle, ooh, stand the fuck by.
He's snoring.
What were you just doing? Going over my TC, Drill Sergeant.
Sergeant.
droplets on him?
You're doing what?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Sergeant.
you're done, bro.
Going over what?
Met TC, Sergeant.
Really?
Yes, Sergeant.
You just lied to me?
No, Sergeant.
You want to try that again?
Damn. He was quick with that.
Met TC in my head, Sergeant.
Look at my fucking face. And you keep calling me Sergeant again. I'm going to destroy you.
Keep calling me Sergeant. I'm going to
Sure,
destroy
Sergeant.
you.
What were you doing?
Going over Met TC, Joe Sergeant.
You going to lie one more time?
Joe Sergeant, my eyes were closed, but I was going over Met TC, Joe Sergeant.
So you were not sleeping?
I was not sleeping, Joe Sergeant.
He's lying. That's the look
You
of
were not sleeping, right?
Joe Sergeant, I was not sleeping, Joe Sergeant.
You guys not allowed to call him sergeant?
No. It's drill sergeant. And it was on that day he knew he fucked up. Fucked up.
So we had to call. Oh, he about to get his ass beat.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh man. See, this is why this reason like this. I want to go to boot camp and be one of the instructors because I would have so much fun with that because I'm a sarcastic asshole, and it's moments like that that I would have so much fun. I'd be like, oh, whoo, we gonna have fun today. All right, you was learning METTC. We gonna learn some METTC today.
Dude, it is wild to me. It's funny because it's like
He's stuck by his story though. You gotta give him that. He was like, I'm not wavering. Nope. If I waver now, I'm gonna get beat harder.
or you could just take accountability and just take the punishment.
I mean, hey,
Lying to the drill sergeant, dude. Lying to your drill
but hey,
sergeant.
he
is
was
worse.
lying full way though. He was going all the way.
He was committed.
I'll give him that. He was committed.
He was committed to the fabrication.
He was committed. That's like the Full Metal Jacket, where he's like I'll get beat harder if I change my answer. Where he's talking. Oh, that's where he's asking him if he believes in the Virgin Mary. He says no. And then he's like, I won't change my answer because I feel like the drill sergeant will beat me harder if I do.
It's lying to your drill sergeant is a big fucking no-go. Like just
Well, yeah. But hey, he went all in on that lie. He was going for it.
Hang on.
If you're gonna bullshit, see it through. Don't fucking be like, oh yeah, no, yeah, I was bullshitting. Because then you're gonna get fucked up more.
Do you remember this? Once it loads, I'll send it to you.
Man, glad I got these gamer advantage glasses on.
I know, right? Fucking, I am so glad I got mine.
No blue light for me. Mine are prescription though, because the Navy paid for corrective surgery.
Oh shit! Don't open that one. I gave you the wrong one.
You just sent me the same thing again.
I know. I pasted.
Don't open that one. See, he's sending me just malicious shit, guys.
I'm sending him porn. Check this
He
one.
usually does that, honestly. Not the kind that you want to watch, though.
Do you remember this one?
I might if I see it.
Just watch.
Are you watching it now?
Yep.
All right.
No drill sergeant.
It only works if a round is in the chamber. Got you covered, battle buddy. Oh no!
Before we continue, I had explained to Alicia like the problem with soldiers staring at their grenades when they fucking throw it.
I'm
So
listening.
okay, you probably don't know about this because you didn't have to do this, but so in basic training, it is beaten into your brain that when you throw that frag, you immediately take cover after throwing it. Don't watch it, because
Drop the pin, throw the grenade.
and then drop to the ground and take cover. And it's funny because I remember this very vividly, and exactly why, like the feeling of wanting to watch it. When you draw your grenades, you have your 2 grenades in your hands at the range, and you are fucking terrified because you have these 2 bombs in your hands that could kill you and everybody around you. But the second you go on that range and throw it, It's almost instinctual to stand there and watch.
That you want to watch it, yeah.
I was fortunate enough that our grenade range had bunkers with bulletproof windows that we could see it after we took cover to watch it go off. Most don't have that luxury, but they want to watch the explosion. Granted, it's not anything spectacular. It's not like the movies.
It's not at all. It's really boring, actually.
It's very disappointing. It's loud as fuck. Honestly, when that shit goes off, it's like you feel it throughout. For the concussive blast of a frag grenade can be felt from a very far distance.
Yeah, the kill distance is like 15 meters.
So it's like, it's a terrifying.
And I think the injury distance is what, 50 meters, 60 meters,
something like that. But it's an intense feeling, like when those things go off. But yet, for some reason, everybody is scared shitless when they're holding them. But as soon as
rock hard afterwards,
when they're not dangerous to you. When the pin's still in and the spoon is still on, they're not dangerous to you. Then it's after you fucking throw it that it's like they're just like they want to fucking see the shit. So anyway, continuing.
But have you ever seen the Pauly Shore movie In the Army Now?
Of course.
I always picture that as Army boot camp.
What's in front of you?
It's not.
All the time. Just drop the pin, throw the grenade.
Over there, right?
Yes, Joe
Where'd the
Sergeant.
grenade go?
Over to the left, Joe Sergeant.
Drill Sergeant, I dropped my grenade somewhere over there. Twice.
Wait, where did he throw it?
It wasn't that he threw it. It was that the other guy dropped it somewhere.
Oh my God.
So on these, and these are, by the way, these grenades are training grenades. So these training grenades have like a little charge inside of them that pop. They're not dangerous. I mean, they can be if you fucking put it in your mouth or something, but they function like a grenade. So there's a fuse and the fuse pops. That's it. They don't explode or nothing. They're just like blue grenade, like they're grenade shells with a hollowed out inside, like a hollowed out in the middle, and then you put them onto to the actual fuse, and then you screw them on, and they function like a grenade, and they weigh a little bit less than a grenade, but they're not lethal like a grenade.
It's like blank rounds, but grenades.
It's essentially a blank round for a grenade. So in this, it's a live fire exercise where it's like live fire with your rifles. You're actually shooting live rounds with your M4s or M16. And you have the dummy grenades for training. And you're practicing bounding and fragging. So you have two of you. And you bound, right? So one throws a frag, provides cover fire while the other one moves up. And then they throw a frag, provides cover fire, and then you move up. All that kind of shit.
Buddy rushing, essentially.
It's buddy rushing, yeah. But with frags. And this guy, somewhere in one of the boundings, dropped his grenade. And granted, they don't give you grenade pouches. That shit goes right in your fucking pocket. I will be honest with you. Like, that shit went right in your fucking pocket. Or your canteen pouch, wherever you had on your kit.
This makes me think of the recruit that brings back a live round from the range. And just gets absolutely decimated.
Dude, one of my last times in the field, and this could have been catastrophic.
Chuck that shit. Chuck it into the desert to never be seen again.
We were doing a training exercise, and this is after I was active. I went in National Guard after active duty. We were in the field, and we had live fire qualification on top of the actual field training exercise. So while we were prepping the night before for the actual training exercise, the ammo supply point was sending us blanks as well as magazines because we didn't have magazines. I was first for magazine draw, so I had the magazine, and I like to check the insides of my mags because the spring has a plate on it. And the color of that plate usually determines the quality of the magazine. So you have your green, black, and tan. And I like to get the tan ones. As we say in the Army, tan's the man. The green ones are okay. The black ones are kind of shit because they're older and the springs are worn out. So the tan ones are newer and the springs are pretty fresh. The green ones are not as you know, they're not as old, but they're not as new. And the black plate ones are usually the older springs, and there's often like feeding malfunctions. So because of that, I checked the plate, and it's the first magazine I looked into, live round was in it. And I immediately stopped everybody because I was a squad leader, and I was like, everybody stop what you're fucking doing right now and look inside your mags. And I walked up to the platoon sergeant, and I'm like, dude, look what I just fucking found. A live round in one of our magazines that we were supposed to load blanks into. I can only imagine some dumb private that's fresh, that doesn't know better, just mindlessly loading blanks, and it's at night, so it's late.
Oh, yeah.
And
you're not even thinking about it either.
They're not even thinking about it. And they're just loading blanks in there. And then when they do the spendex or whatever, let's say that we do actually do a mission and we're firing, they have a live round in their magazine and they don't even know it. And next thing you know, the rifle explodes, or worse, or at the worst, like a projectile hits somebody and kills someone.
Because they got that BFA on the end too.
Yeah. So, because with that BFA on, you got a plugged barrel with a live round going through it, your rifle is going to explode, and a projectile is most likely going to come out. So I'm like, oh my fucking God. Then, about a year before that, we were doing qualification, and we were doing weapons maintenance at the end of all of it. We had the 249 saw, and we opened the tray, and we were clearing all the weapons before we started cleaning them.
Trash weapon.
And as soon as he pulled as soon as like the electronics warfare guy pulled the bolt back, he's like, you've got to be shitting me. I'm like, what? He's like, this thing's got a live round in the chamber. A saw came back to the arms room for for cleaning. It had a live round still in the chamber. It was never cleared when it came off the range.
What are they doing in the armories? What's going on there?
This wasn't even in the armory. This is coming from the range. So whoever the range safety wasn't checking weapons on the way off.
Even still, see, this is why Marines are so meticulous with everything, and things are meticulous to the point where it's fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, because you get negligent discharge and someone gets fucking hurt or killed.
Because you don't hear about that shit with the Marines.
Most casualties that happen in the military are training accidents.
Yeah, with the Marines, it's usually Ospreys.
A training accident. And now the Army is getting a fucking helicopter that's just like an Osprey. It's just great.
Yeah, it's basically like the Osprey fucked the Black Hawk.
Yeah, essentially. I don't know how I feel about that, but that's a conversation for another day.
Did you see the fat electrician video on it?
On that bird? No.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. You should watch it. It's hilarious.
I'll watch it later. All right, guys. That is it for this first episode and first new episode of
Let us know what you think
of the Smoke Pit Podcast, baby. Tell us in the comments section what you think. Who do you want to see
or what
on?
you didn't like.
What you didn't like, what you want to hear next time, what you want to talk about.
We're not sensitive. If you didn't like it, fucking tell us.
Yeah, if you didn't like it, say something. See something, say something.
But be constructive. Don't just be like, "What's garbage?" and then have nothing constructive to say. Because then I'll just tell you to fuck off. Honestly.
Facts. Fucking big facts.
Be constructive.
Well, anyway, I'm Brock, and this is Doc, and we'll see you guys in the next episode of the Smoke Pit. Love you guys. Have a good one.
Rock.